A Brooklyn Park police officer is recovering from a gunshot wound after the officer was shot Friday night responding to a domestic disturbance call. Brooklyn Park police responded to a home not far from the Crystal Airport on a report of a man violating an order for protection. When officers arrived, the suspect was in a vehicle parked in the driveway. According to Brooklyn Park Police Chief Craig Envoldson, the suspect pointed a gun at officers, leading to numerous shots fired. A police spokesperson tells CCX News the officer was shot in the hip and has since been released from the hospital. The suspect ran away from the scene and was arrested after an extensive police search. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is leading an independent investigation. The owners of Plymouth's shuttered Hollydale golf course and the company that wants to develop the land have filed a lawsuit against the city of Plymouth over the city council's decision to deny their application to build homes on the property. In the 27-page lawsuit filed in Hennepin County District Court on December 3rd, the landowners and developers argued that Plymouth's denial of their application was, quote, arbitrary, capricious, unsupported by substantial evidence, and contrary to law, given that the city acted on the basis of community opposition to refuse development of the property. The goal of the lawsuit is to get the city to reverse course and allow for development on the land, or to have the city buy the property via eminent domain, which would cost Plymouth roughly $25 million. Plymouth has 21 days from the date they received the summons to provide a written response to each of the claims in the lawsuit. The Hennepin County School District has a new partnership to combat rising cases of substance abuse and mental health issues among students. Fu Yang has that story.
For months, students have been living at a distance and steering clear of crowds to avoid catching COVID-19.
We've seen a great need for early intervention.
But the sudden shift in behavior seems to be causing another crisis.
We know that substance use is on the rise. And I think for those of us that work in the field, I think we need to prepare ourselves.
Colleen O'Neill, the chemical health prevention specialist at Anoka-Hennepin schools, says the rise of substance abuse is often associated with anxiety, loneliness, and other types of mental health issues.
I think when we get back to what we know to be normal, I think we're going to see an increase in the number of students that find themselves addicted to some sort of substance that they normally may not have.
As a safety net, the school district recently partnered with the Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation, which has 17 locations, including Plymouth and Maple Grove.
We can meet with students individually, having that licensed professional clinical counselor being able to be with them to talk about their substance use.
Cindy Doth with Hazelden says roughly 47% of students nationwide are experiencing major depression.
Oftentimes, some of the initial signs might be the change in grades, change in attendance within the school setting. Parents might also identify different eating patterns.
Doth clarifies that while Hazelden has a treatment facility, they aren't at the schools to treat students. Instead, they're really there to offer support and resources.
In order for our students to be as successful as they can be, we need to make sure that we have things in place to support them in all areas.
Fu Yang, CCX News.
The 33rd annual Toys for Tots collection at one Brooklyn Park men's neighborhood might be one for the record books. For the last 33 years, Jerry Moskowitz has collected hundreds of donations for Toys for Tots at a holiday party. Because of COVID-19, he moved the toy collection outside of his house this past weekend. But donations came pouring in. You can see the mound of toys that people dropped off and delivered outside Jerry's Brooklyn Park home. Several people, some of whom Jerry didn't even know, stopped by to give to the cause.
We never thought about canceling it because we knew that the need for toys for kids had never been greater. It was just about how can we do this in a safe way to be able to continue to contribute.
As of Monday, Jerry was still counting toys and expects this year to be a record-breaking year with more than 1,000 toys collected and donated. He says the Marines will be stopping by one day this week to pick up the toys. Producing concerts has been difficult but not impossible due to distance learning. Listen to this student concert at Osseo High School. This is Woodsplitter Fanfare that the Osseo Senior High freshmen and chamber orchestra students learned, rehearsed, and performed all virtually from their homes this semester. There is a fundraiser underway for the orchestra, and we have a link to it posted on our website. So far, the group has raised just over $6,000, but they'd like to raise $10,000. The money will be used for equipment and supplies. We'll leave you with a listen of these 9th grade musicians. Enjoy.